Hello DV besties. Welcome back to the Design Bundles YouTube channel. Today I am super excited because we're talking about DTF. And actually the purpose of this video is very intentional because we have a previous video, this one, that continues to get a ton of views. And honestly, it was a super fun experiment because if you haven't watched this video, we're gonna show you a lot of it throughout the course of this one. But the idea is that you can make your own DTF at home using an inkjet printer. And this is a hack that we learned about and we decided to put it to the test to see how well it would work. So I bought all the materials. I made a shirt I made a tote bag using this at-home DTF hack. And I am here to tell you that 1 year later, it's faded out and gone and chipped away. It did not work. The DTF hack worked in the moment, so I will show you kind of throughout this video how well it worked to do at home. And honestly, super cool that you can do it with an inkjet printer at home. But I washed it and it almost completely went away on the first wash. And it chipped and it cracked. My kids used it as their piano bag, and I'm here to say it did not stand the test of time. So what we're gonna do today is show you an alternative, which is real DTF. I'm gonna show you how it works. I'm gonna show you why it's better. So let's get into it. Okay, so when I did the DTF hack, I had to buy all the materials for it. It required buying this DTF powder. I used just regular old paper, but you also need an inkjet printer. And then you'll need a heat press, of course, to cure your design, and a blank to put it on. So you need a little bit more equipment, whereas with DTF, you literally just buy the gang sheet and you need a heat press or an iron and a pair of scissors. And that's it. So the first pro to just buying DTF rather than trying to do the hack is the equipment required. You don't need near as much equipment. So it's cheaper in that regard. And sometimes ordering DTF can be a little bit of a pain because you have to organize your gang sheet as efficiently as you can so you can spend a reasonable amount of money. You gotta make sure everything is optimized and sized correctly and blah, 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 blah. But you don't have to do that anymore because guess what? A new change has happened over the past year since we made that hack video, and that is we sell DTF now. And guess what? We have solved all those barriers for you because one thing about Design Bundles is we're crafters too. So we know the problems that face crafters and the obstacles that are in front of us, and we solve them. And one of them is the barrier to buying DTF was understanding how to organize your gang sheet to save money is a major headache. So our system does it automatically for you. So all you have to do is upload the designs that you want in DTF, and our system will organize them and optimize them to save you the most money. Not only that, but you might be saying, I'm not a designer. Well, guess what? If you're a Plus member, you can use any design from the Plus library and upload it as a DTF or a UV DTF gang sheet. We also, if you're a Plus member, have created 2 tools over the past year, Illustrate AI and Craft Designer, that are there to support you on your journey of making your own files in a way that's easy to understand. And then on top of that, we now sell bundles. So if you don't want to do your own designs, you can buy a pre-made DTF or UV DTF bundle on our site, dtfprinter.com, and you can try it out for yourself. So if you have any other obstacles that you think you're facing to trying out DTF or UV DTF, let us know in the comments below and we will try to solve it for you. But long story short, DTF is easier than ever before to obtain. There's no there's no machines needed to do it, which is amazing. And all it is cut and press onto a shirt. So let's talk about how I did it in the hack video first, and then I'll show you how you can do it with real DTF. So the first thing you're gonna need is a blank, and today we're gonna be using a tote bag. You do wanna make sure yours is 100% cotton. Then you're also gonna need DTF transfer film. So this is Sendale Premium DTF transfer film. And then you're also gonna need transfer powder. I'm using this Godora powder, and this is really important to the process. This is kind of what makes it a DTF print along with the transfer film. So, and then you're also just gonna need a heat press and an inkjet printer. So I'm gonna slide it in, glossy side up, and just open my little tray here, and then we are ready to press print. One of the best parts about using DTF also is that you just cut it out. So we're gonna go ahead and do that while I talk about the methods I used in the hack video that you just saw a little bit of. So let me cut out my transfer here and then I'll show you kind of what it looks like. So I've had my eye on this design for quite some time, but look how cute it is. And when you get your DTF transfer, this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be full color on the front, and then you can see you've got kind of like a more matte colored backing. You can see that it's got that DTF coating there that's gonna help it stick to the shirt and last. That was the other thing that was the big difference between the hack and getting the real thing, is that this is gonna be machine washable. And I can even put this in the dryer and it's gonna last. It's not gonna chip, crack, or fade. It's pro quality results in like under 5 minutes. So let's put it on a sweatshirt. Okay, here we are. Here is my design that you just saw. Let me grab my sweatshirt. We are gonna video as well. Preheating your design is something you should always do, whether you're doing DTF or just applying heat transfer vinyl. It really helps your design adhere longer, and it also gets all the moisture out of your shirt or your blank that you're using, which helps longevity, and it kind of prevents peeling and cracking. Also, from a more like logistical standpoint, it gets the wrinkles out of your shirt, because if you're anything like me, your shirts are always wrinkled. So it also helps with. All right, so let's do a little pre-press here. I'm just gonna slide it in. Gonna pre-press our design for the full fit. In the hack video, we also talk about how a post-press is sometimes necessary. You don't have to do that with a professionally printed DTF, and that's one thing that I particularly love about it, is it's just one press. All right, let's pull this out. We're gonna place our We don't need to cover it with anything. We can literally just set it on top there, which is nice. And then slide it back in. And then we're gonna go ahead and press it. Perfect. DTF is a true cool peel, so we're gonna let it cool off completely before we peel the. All right, let's let that cool while we talk about the hack a little more. So I'm watching myself put all this powder over the ink, and here's kind of the long story short. Did the hack work? Yes, technically the hack did work, but did it require so much more work than you actually need? Also yes. So I think at the time when I did this hack, we didn't have DTF yet at Design Bundles, and I did feel like it was a little clunky to order your own DTF and to nest your gang sheet and to spend the money and do all that stuff. So at the time, was it a fun hack to do? Yes, but now that we have DTF and all those barriers to ordering it are gone, it's just why? You know, why would you make it more complicated than it has to be? Especially because I had to buy the powder, I had to use my own ink from my printer. And so those are things that, and I had to make sure I mirrored my own design. Those are all things you just don't have to do if you order DTF. And have I ever used that powder again that I spent all that money for? No, I have not. And then also the sad truth is that it doesn't last when you do the hack. And so you do all that work, you spend all that money, and then it's not even worth it. Whereas now you can get DTF at great prices at dtfprinter.com. It takes under 5 minutes to make a shirt, and I know that it's going to be pro quality, machine washable, not crack, fade, chip, or anything. And so cool. And then we're not gonna press our heat press all the way down. We're actually just going to hover it over the top here, just barely floating. Slide my tote bag in here, right on that press. I haven't even taken the tag off of it yet. And go ahead and lay it right where it needs to go on the middle of our tote bag. We did use a protective coating, or a protective covering like a Teflon sheet when we did it for the hack. And just as a reminder, you don't need to do that with true DTF. All right, we have reached the end here. So I'm just gonna slide this protective covering off without pulling off my transfer. We do wanna wait for a cool peel. So I'm just gonna gently remove the tote bag and bring it back over to my desk without burning my hand. Okay friends, so we're waiting to cool peel. I must admit, it did pull away quite a bit with it when I pulled away the carrier sheet, which is, that was kind of sad. But that's something you don't have to worry about with DTF also. I do remember that getting the settings just right when I did this hack was a little bit of a challenge. Something I failed to mention, by the way, with DTF, you're going to press it at 315 degrees for 15 seconds. One press, no Teflon sheet, no need to double press. That's another thing that I tried when I was doing the hack, was trying to double press it. I also tried double coating it with the powder to see if that would help. It was kind of a Goldilocks situation, to be honest with you, to get the powder just right. Now that I'm rewatching myself from last year, it was about this time last year actually when I did this hack, and it was kind of Goldilocks-ish, like getting the right amount of powder where it's not so coated that the ink doesn't get pressed through, but also not so little powder that some areas don't have powder on them and then don't stick at all. So it was a little bit of a challenge, and it resulted, I liked how it looked when it was finished, to be honest, because it looked a little retro and kind of crackled in that way, which is kind of a cool look. But you can achieve that using DTF as well if you want to go that route. You just make your design look like that, and then it's more controlled, and you don't have to worry about it accidentally ripping off a letter, which is what happened. That's kind of stressing me out. I'm just gonna go for it, and then they have to do this video again. And see if we get a better result. I know that. So there you have it. This is what the result looked like when I did it with the DTF hack. You've seen that it was a little bit of a struggle, but also kind of fun. Now let's peel away our DTF transfer and see what the Pro version looks like. Okay, here we go. She's cooled off. Let's see how she did. Nothing left behind. So much easier. Here's our finished DTF product. Under 5 minutes, super easy, super vibrant, super cute. Nothing is gonna crack, chip, fade, and it's so cute. I cannot wait to wear this. I love that with DTF you can get truly pro quality results in under 5 minutes, and the cost is so minimal. I love that I don't have to use a machine, I don't have to weed, I don't have to cut, I don't have to layer, I don't have to fight with DTF powder, I don't have to wonder if it's going to last. These are the perfect gifts for birthdays, Christmas, any holiday that you want to give. Make customized gifts that look pro quality. There's no reason why we can't be doing that as crafters with DTF. I'll show you another one that I also made recently. Where did I put it? I literally just had it. It's over here. I have a friend who's very into football, so I made this one as well. And it just took me a couple of minutes. So we really can be making high quality products in half the time, using half the money and half the effort. Why are we not doing that? Okay friends, so that is a re-review 1 year later of our DTF printing hack and what we would do differently if we could do it again now. I hope you loved this video. If you have questions about DTF or UV DTF or what we offer or our products or anything about crafting really, let us know in the comments below. We do read them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you liked this video. We are back here every single week with all the crafty tips, tricks, and tutorials. I hope you loved this video. Let me know what you want to see next, and hopefully try out some DTF, friend, because your crafting is about to level up significantly. Happy crafting, DB Best.